Well, hello, hello. Please stand by. The show is going to begin in approximately 2 minutes. So if you're listening to this in replay, you can fast forward past this spot. But if you're here live, Tanya, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm glad to see you here on the 4th of July. If you hear popping going on in the background, it is fireworks. They're doing some fireworks pretty close to where I live. So bear with that. There's nothing strange going on. And I'm just happy that, Tanya, you're here for the show tonight. And if you didn't know, I do free readings, free psychic readings here every Tuesday night. And you will never get charged for a reading on Tuesday nights. It's all for you. It is my way to give back.
Stay tuned. The show is
So the show will be starting in just a few moments and you'll see me on video. So please stand by. Wow, here I am. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And before I get into the show, just so you know, if my image is not fitting the screen properly, just pinch it down, and it will come into frame like it's supposed to. So, again, welcome. I'm Anthony Cordova, the man about love, the soul reader, and I'm here to do free readings tonight on this show, the soul reader. So I'm going to turn down this music and we will get right into it. So welcome, Connie and Tanya. It's so good to see you here on the 4th of July. Cool. It's like I'm the only person doing a show on the 4th of July on Fireside. So, but it's okay because I love doing this. I really, really do. So for those of you that don't know me or are not familiar with me, I am a psychic natural born empath. So I was born an empath. I can feel people's emotions, and I really, because I've been doing this so long, I really get into your soul. So this show is really all about you, all about you. And I try to make it comfortable. So this is just like a conversation, like we're sitting here on the couch, just hanging out, chilling, just talking. So that's what I do. Also, I have a safe word. So if ever you feel uncomfortable with the reading or something, just say stop. It's that simple. You don't have to scream it. You don't have to yell it. You can say stop calmly, and I will stop. And I will. And again, thank you everyone for being here at the show. There's a couple of things. I do have a live website tonight. We're still adding some stuff to it, but it is knowtobestill.com. That is KNOW number 2 letter B still.com. And you can find more information about me there. My email is there and all the information. My phone number is there, which that phone number is a Google number. And I will answer it. But if I don't answer it, it takes 6 rings to go to voicemail. I don't know why. I can't fix it. So that's the way it is right now. Eventually, I guess I'll do something else with that. But tonight's episode is what is the empathy? Tonight's episode is empathy, which is good for me because I'm an empath. I know all about empathy. And if you are an empath or may think you are a empath and you've been having problems in your life dealing with it and with picking up people's emotions and not understanding what's going on and knowing whether they're your emotions or someone else's emotions. Sometimes we as empaths, when we don't understand our gift, um, we'll attach to people that are not right for us. Um, because empaths want to save people. We believe we could save the whole world. We can't, but we want to save people. So we end up getting into a lot of bad relationships because of it, because we have a hard time telling the difference between like a real loving connection and someone that needs our help. So that it kind of gets all gray until we learn how to handle all of that. So so that's a little bit on empath, but the show is titled Empathy. And I think a lot of us don't really understand empathy. To have empathy for another person, to have empathy for a stranger, um, just anyone. So, empathy is not feeling sorry for a person. You see a person on the street and maybe they're on hard times and, oh, I feel sorry for them. That's not empathy. Empathy, you want to try to feel like they feel. You want to understand what they feel and what they're going through. So you have to put yourself in the place of, and we'll just use someone that is homeless in the spot of, what if that was me? How would I feel? How would I react? How would I feel when someone says, is very rude to me if I am homeless and I'm dirty because I haven't taken a shower and I got no place to wash my clothes and I'm hungry and I have no money. Um, how would I feel? How would I feel? And I've had brief times in my life where I was in another state, not my home state, and had vehicle problems, and there was no place for me to go, no place for me to stay. Um, I found a truck stop, but my I used to drive a truck, and my truck wasn't there, and I had to um, just sleep in a chair at the truck stop for, I don't know, like 24 hours. And it wasn't a good feeling. And I know that's nothing like being homeless, but that was not a good feeling. So we really have to try to see and try to feel another person's perspective when they're in a certain situation. And then maybe we can have some empathy for a person. And it's something we all should practice all the time, all the time. So I'm not going to talk too much about that tonight. I think that's enough. But we are going to get into soul readings. So again, when I do a reading, I just kind of talk to you. I talk to you in the beginning, get a feel of who you are. I do need you on video. It helps if I can see you, so I can get a better, faster reading on you, on who you are and how you're feeling and what you're going through. Now, I'm not sure. My producer can tell me because I haven't watched all the comments, but was Tanya wanting a reading tonight? Jill?
She just wrote thank you in the beginning when you
Yes.
were talking to
Okay.
her, but
Uh,
I can send her a request.
yes, Tanya, my producer, my wife, Jill, is going to send you a request. When you see that, just click accept, and we're going to get you to the stage. And there you are on the stage.
I'm
Yay!
here. Can
There
you hear
you.
me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir, I can.
Wonderful, 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 wonderful. How is your 4th going, your 4th of July?
It's going well. My husband and my daughter are watching the fireworks, and I'm sitting here watching the dogs because I have one that is very skittish with fireworks and doesn't do well.
Hmm.
So I'm here in the house. So, but I
Yeah,
hear them.
our dogs have passed on, but they were very skittish also with fireworks. So fireworks was not fun for them. That's
Oh,
for
I'm
sure.
sorry to hear
It's-
that you lost them.
yeah, they were old. We miss them.
Mm,
Haven't been able to bring ourselves to get more dogs yet, but you
understood.
know that's
Yeah.
that's how it goes. Um, okay, with you. So you're actually in a pretty good space in your life that I can feel. Uh, Pretty good space. Really positive person. Uh, and I'm not feeling why while you're here yet because things are going pretty well as life goes.
Mm-hmm.
Not a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on, not a whole bunch of drama and all of that. So I'm going to ask you,
Mm-hmm.
so what is your biggest concern in life today?
And
Today.
well, for today, well, well, I had a past thing that I just had a hard time realizing what happened, but that's kind of what put me on this journey of a spiritual journey for the last
Okay.
several years.
Okay.
Because I'm more of an empath as well.
Okay.
Um, I have a hard time because when I feel so much of the energy, I have to back away.
Yes.
Sometimes when I feel the positive, I'm good. And so, me wanting to help others, I'm retired
Uh,
from the government.
yeah. Hey,
And
isn't it funny? This is exactly what I was talking about before the show started.
absolutely, absolutely. And that's actually what kind of sparked when I saw empathy. So I clicked on it because I'm new to this, and
Mm-hmm.
on the spiritual journey, I wanted just to hear more.
Okay.
Um, but me wanting to help others because I have an autoimmune, so it kind of made
Okay.
me have to retire from the government early. And
Okay.
me, I can't just stay at home, so I ended up becoming a teacher. So
Okay.
I am a
Bravo.
middle school teacher.
Good work.
Yeah.
I could never do it.
I know, right? You got to have this patience. Which I
That's
never
right.
thought I had that patience because I do suffer from PTSD from when I was deployed many
Okay.
years ago. So I've been on this path, this journey since I had an incident in 2007 where it's unexplainable. So yeah, that's where I'm at today, and that's a little bit
Okay.
about me.
Um, First of all, the first thing I'm going to tell you is um, keep teaching. It's where you're supposed to be right now. It's going to help you learn to manage feeling other people's emotions. The
Absolutely.
good thing is, in that you're around what age? What
Middle
grade?
school, sixth, seventh, and eighth.
Seventh and eighth.
Sixth, seventh, and eighth.
Sixth,
Yes,
seventh,
sir.
and eighth.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there's a lot of change going on in
Mhm.
children in the in the sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. The
Absolutely.
sixth graders are going to be, and you probably already know this, but I'm just going to say it. The sixth graders are easier for you to handle emotionally. So if you need to practice with on your own.
Hmm.
So when you're feeling their emotions, um, and you mostly with the sixth graders, um, it won't it usually won't be anything too serious. But what you'll need to do is start identifying which kid is feeling what. And this will give you a lot of practice because you got a lot of kids around you every day. Um, right now, are you feeling the sixth graders, their emotions?
Oh, I feel them all. That's why, they really liked that because they built trust in me. As
Yes.
I started off as a substitute, as a long-term substitute, and they
Okay.
grew that trust, and they were able just to be able to talk to me about things.
Okay.
And I guess the empathy is, I don't know if they're just attracted to, it's like a magnet. They know to come to me to talk to me.
Yes, that is exactly it. that, that's exactly it. Children, and that's why I said the sixth graders will be the easiest ones to be around with. But people see us, even if they don't realize it. People are attracted to us because of this empathy. Like we all have gifts, okay?
Mhm.
And most of us don't know we have gifts.
I don't feel like I have like I know I have empathy, but I just like I don't think I have a gift. I'm not crafty. I can't do any a lot of this stuff, but
Well, that comes with time. That comes with time. The more you embrace it, the more you use it, the more you know how to use it and how to protect yourself. Now, with you being in the service and having uh, issues with that, um, being around the kids are good because
oh,
kids
absolutely,
don't have a lot of negative energy. and
absolutely.
and when you do feel the negative energy from the child, it probably comes from their parent. Okay, so when you feel that from a child, you know, like, oh, something's doesn't feel right when this kid gets near me, when I feel this, when I feel their energy, and identify that. Make sure you know it's not your energy. It's not what you're feeling. Okay, and a way to identify, how do you know when you're feeling someone else's emotions?
Oh, I feel it. I It's
Okay.
like it's very strong presence, and I can't describe it. It just feels it's incredible intense feeling, and I just can tell, and I just know when I need to be there or if I need to go away. I don't know how
Okay.
to describe it other than just a heavy feeling of that energy.
Okay. Um so with with the students, younger students, does it make you feel overwhelmed?
No,
No.
I do
Okay.
very well with it.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
I manage it very well with the
Well,
students.
okay. That is excellent. So you're doing very well then. Now, the reason I tell you, it's good that you're with the kids is because that's going to help you heal
Okay.
from the PTS. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
it's going to help you heal from that, even if you don't realize it. It's going to begin to help you heal, because we typically feel goodness from the children. And you see how I'm doing?
Yeah,
Everything comes right here for me. I can feel people come in right here, like right at my heart, right in the center, which is the heart chakra.
Sure.
That's where it comes in for me, strong. So it's almost feels like it's another brain. It comes in and tells me what I need to know, um, about people. Um, Now, with you, we do need to teach you how to protect yourself, because if you get around the wrong person, the person with the negative energy, it can trigger you. Okay, and you don't want to be triggered. So you need to learn how to protect yourself every day, everywhere you walk. So right now, and I used to do this too. I used to just walk around open. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
You know what I'm talking about?
I
Just
do.
open. All of my energy is going out. People are receiving it and picking up on it, and they're bringing it back to me. So even when there's negative energy out there, it would come back to me too. So that's when you go from having a good day and all is good, and then all of a sudden, for no reason, you're angry or you're pissed off, or you might get a horrible feeling when you get near someone, just like dread and just these awful, awful feelings. And when you get around those people, if you're not protecting yourself, like I said a second ago, it can trigger you, okay,
Okay.
into a relapse. So
So I'll keep that awareness.
yes, keep that awareness, but you have to start practicing how to protect yourself.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people will tell you many different things. Some people will tell you to surround yourself with white light. Some people will tell you to surround yourself with pink light. Some people will tell you to imagine butterflies. Okay? I'm not going to do that. In order to protect yourself, you need to use something that makes you feel safe. That is your natural safe place. It may be a memory from a childhood. It may be, maybe it's a hobby that you do. But when you do that hobby, you're in like a Zen place. You feel safe and protected. Okay, so we need you to figure out what that is. What is your safety? Do you have any idea what that might be?
No, but I do know that at like in class, going like I keep a very the aesthetic in my space, my teacher area. Like I know might that sounds silly, but like a little crystal just keeps me peaceful. So yeah, but honestly I don't.
Okay. Let me see if I can help you
Okay.
find it because you do. The crystal is good. Okay. Keep the crystal. Okay. Keep the
It just keeps
crystal.
me feeling, safe personally.
Yes. But there should be something else.
Okay.
It can be a memory. It can be a memory from your childhood. It can be being held by your mother. It can be being held by your father. It can be
How about my kids? My that's my memories. My kids are my lifeline.
yes, but I don't want you to use your children for your mental protection.
Okay.
Okay. It's all right if you use your parents for mental protection, but not your children,
Okay.
because that creates it's not the right dynamic. But it could be a place where you feel peaceful. It could be the beach. It could be just about anything. Like for me, for instance, mine is very, very simple. I trained myself to walk around with a 2 foot cinder block brick wall in front of me every place I go. That's what I feel. That's my protection. Like people can't get through this wall.
Okay.
So, it may, and I really do hate to put this together, but it can be something from your times in the service, something that made you feel protected. Maybe it was your weapon. Maybe, it can, something in your life makes you feel protected and safe. It may be your dogs. There's something that makes you feel protected. So I don't want to choose what that is. You really need to choose what that is, because then you know it's true. You believe it. You can associate with it.
Absolutely.
And there's definitely something. Everybody has something that makes them feel protected.
My husband, but we can't say that. It needs to be more like the parents or the
Well,
dogs.
it doesn't have to be your parents. It can be your husband. Now that's a better dynamic. Your husband makes you feel protected. So, as you go out into the world, you put your husband in front of you everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, every day. When you wake up in the morning and you're going to school, and you put that mental picture of your husband in front of you, protecting you from whatever comes, just protecting you. But you have to do that every single day. And you have to do it kind of all day. Whenever your mind is idle, get the mental picture of your husband in front of you, protecting you.
Roger
Okay.
that. Mm-hmm.
Eventually it will become a habit, and it'll be an involuntary reflex. Okay. So that keeps other energies from coming in, because now you're just not walking around open, where anybody can read you, anybody can see the light. And when I say they see the light, see, we're more like light. We're positive energies, and people are just attracted to that. And people can cause problems in your life because you got too many people coming at you, and then it's like a double whammy. We've got all these people coming at us because they see us as something special, even though they don't realize it. Okay. And then you're an empath and you want to help people. So we're giving too much of ourselves. We're just it's, it's just coming out of us. It's just oozing out of us. Okay, and it
No,
can
I said thank
deplete.
you. You're good.
Say it again.
No, I said thank you. What you had just said.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Um, but yeah, so that's where we start by
Okay.
protecting ourselves, and then once we start protecting ourselves, then things begin to get clear. See, right now, your mind is like so many places because there's all of this stuff coming in, but your mind is trying to keep up with it. Okay, so you've got positive energies, this person's energy, that person's energy, all of this stuff is coming in, and you want to do something about that. You want to do something about that. You want to help them over there, and you want to help them over there. And all of this stuff is going on in your head, and then you go home and your mind is still racing.
Keeps on going. Yeah.
That's right.
I write everything
Racing.
down in my notes.
There you go. And it's racing and it's racing and it's racing. And it's not good for us to live that way. So we have to learn how to push some of that back.
Okay.
Let the ones in that you want. See, now after you get used to putting up that barrier, you'll start to see it.
Okay.
You'll start to see it and feel it. Oh, they're not getting through to me. They're not getting through to me. Like, for instance, I hate to say this, but there are some people, not many people in your life, but some people in your life, they just come to you and they're like da, 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 they're just talking and this and that and da, 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 da. And they kind of annoy you because they're putting all this energy on you. They see you as a person that they can talk to, but they're taking all of their problems and they're putting it on you, and you're absorbing it. Okay. So that kind of stuff you need to stop.
Okay.
As you begin to put this barrier in front of you, your husband, the image of your husband protecting you, you'll see they'll start slowing down with that. They'll just start slowing down. You're like, oh, that
Yeah,
wasn't
that
so.
it works. Like
Yeah,
I'm going to practice this before this school year.
yeah, yeah. And you'll yeah, practice it. During the summer break with people that that always are just coming at you like a bee or something. People. You understand what I'm saying? They just come at you and they're like, oh, on the outside, you are smiling. On the inside, you're like, oh, this person, because you can feel their energy. You can feel their confusion and all of that. So after you see them backing off, okay, and you say, oh, wow, this is working, okay, then the next time you're going to see them, I want you to take that protection away. And what you'll find is that they're going to be right back at you, just that bee bugging the daylights out of you, just like they were before. And then you can come back the next time and you have your barrier up, and you'll see they don't bother you as much. And that works. That really works. It's simple things. Right behind me, keep it simple.
That's simple. Yep.
So when I teach people on how to better handle being an empath and all of this mystical type of stuff, I just try to keep it simple. I don't like it to be complicated. And the reason being, and the stuff can be complicated, extremely complicated. The more you learn, the more complicated it gets. And it's just mind boggling. Is because there's things that when we start getting into that realm, people cannot understand it. We have a hard time as human beings on this planet understanding what it is we're going through. We don't have any basis for it, for understanding it. So that's why I try to keep it simple. So when I learn something that's very complicated, I always try to break it down. Okay, what's the simplest form of this, so that we can handle it. See, because this is all a part of who we are, and it's all part of this planet.
Mhm.
But something that most people can't see and don't experience, but it truly is part of our planet, of what we do and how we live. People on the other side, people that have passed on, the things we can experience with them, and all of that. So, as an empath, the stronger my abilities to get, and all empaths are not exactly the same. Like, for instance, I call myself the soul reader because I, better than anything else, I can connect with people's souls and who they truly are, the person they might not even realize they are. That's what I do best.
That's amazing.
But I can also feel people on the other side. Okay, so people that have passed on. I don't see them walk in front of me. My father did that, but I don't do that, and I'm happy because I don't want to see people walking in front of me all the time. But I feel them, and like I said, right here in my heart chakra, it's like my other brain. So I feel them. It's as real to me as if you were standing next to me. You know how when a person's standing next to you, but you can be facing away from them and you can still feel them? That's how it is for me with people from the other side. I can still feel them. And then I have to translate, because I don't see them. I have to translate the feeling I get from them, if that makes sense to you. So I can
Yes.
feel, I might be able to feel, this person is very happy with what you're doing. They're proud of you. I can feel that proudness, if they're from the other side. I can feel if they're on the other side and maybe they're not adjusting well on the other side. I can feel that. So for me, that stuff is real. It's just like you and I are talking. It's real. Um, so I can do that. Sometimes I know when somebody's gonna die. I just know. And I know that's scary, but sometimes I do. Um, I don't know how. It's
That's
just,
amazing. I mean, that's really that's a lot of that's like a true gift. That's amazing.
well, thank you, but
I mean, I
I
don't
did.
want to know when I'm going to die, but I'm okay. I have worked on that, because of being military. You don't know if anything's going to happen. Like I found myself watching a lot of like NDE because I had a near death experience, but didn't have the near death experience going on to the other side. It was more of like I don't know what just happened, kind of thing. So
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Oh, I just found out that Frankie J is saying he wants a reading, but so Frankie J, I know you're there. I'm gonna get to you in just a moment. Um,
Okay.
so Tanya, with the near death experience, uh, how long, how long were you?
Was
How long had your heart stopped?
Well, no. So I should take this back. I did not die, but I feel like something happened. So what happened is I got in a car accident, hydroplaning, and I ended up into the woods, but I don't see an opening to the woods. And I came across like I turned around and I ended up on the opposite. I went on back to the other side of the road, and it felt like it was seconds, but I think it was a lot longer time. So I don't want to say near death experience. It's an unexplainable of what happened to me, because there's no way to get in there without hurting my vehicle or myself. And all I had was brush on on the license plate, and that was it. I felt like I was so relaxed. I was always told, if you're ever in an accident or hydroplaning, to keep yourself calm. And this is a matter of seconds. So I'm holding the steering wheel and I'm going into the woods, and I feel like I'm going in there for a while. And then the car turned and I ended up back on the road. It's something I cannot explain. So I got hooked on watching near-death experiences, because I'm like, gosh, if this ever was to where my heart did stop, like, I don't want to be afraid, because I do have
Okay.
some health conditions, and I don't want to die, but I don't want to be afraid to die. And
Okay.
it's helped me. It's helped me not be so afraid.
Okay. And this will help you. Um, so you know how I just said, like, things from the other side. So people have passed on.
Hmm.
They're real to me. Okay. Just like we're talking. It's
Hmm.
a part of my life that is real. Okay. So we have people on the other side that really do help us.
I felt
They
like I had a
really,
guardian angel watching over me. I felt
yes,
like it was like my aunt.
yes,
It's just like she's there with me.
right. So you can call your guardian angel. You can you can say it was one of your relatives, which it may have been, which is also a guardian angel. But there are many people on the other side that watch out for us. So when there's unexplainable things that happen and that change your life and keep you alive, that's something from the other side.
That's what I
Accept
felt
it.
like. And that's what got
Yes.
me more and more like in tune with understanding my body, because I would get these tingle sensations on my leg, and just all kinds of stuff. But I know you got to get to the next person, but that's been
Yeah.
amazing,
I'm
talking with
gonna
you.
I'm gonna tell you a real quick story. I'm going to shorten it because it's kind of lengthy, but I'm going to shorten it. I used to be a over the road truck driver, and I was up in New York, upstate New York, up
Okay.
by Rochester,
I'm
New
from East
York.
Coast, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I was upstate. I
Mhm.
was like somewhere around Poughkeepsie, and I was heading towards Rochester. But I
Okay.
was all on the back roads, and this snowstorm had come in. So in an 18 wheeler, there's no place to pull off. And I had been awake for like 48 hours. And another driver came in, was behind me, and he got on the CB and said, "Hey, driver, you all right? Where are you going?" So I'm trying to, make it to Rochester, the truck stop over there, Pembroke. And he says, "Okay." I said, "But I'm pretty tired. I've been up for a long time, and there's no place to pull over. You'd get stuck in a ditch if you did it with an 18 wheeler." So he said, "Oh, well, I'll talk to you on the CB." Until he said he was going to Pembroke also, and I'll talk to you on the CB. So we talked for maybe 2 hours. We got on. You familiar with the New York Thruway?
Oh, yeah.
So when you get off the exit, there's no place else to turn. You
No.
have to go through the toll booth. So I get up. We finally get up to the toll booth, and I'm getting ready and so I get on the CB. "Hey, driver, I'm going to pay my toll, but when we come out, I want to talk to you at the truck stop. I'll buy you dinner or whatever." So I lean out, pay my toll, and the driver's right behind me. He's right, the whole 18 wheeler is right behind me. I'm ringing bells. And so after I pay, I come through the toll booth and I look in my mirror. There's no truck, not there. I get on the CB. Hey, driver, I don't even remember what his name was. Driver, let me in. Yeah, I want to take you to, buy you dinner. Gone. Never was there. So we have guardian angels on the other side that will protect us.
So that really helped me.
Yeah, it's for real.
I know that car. I wish I found out who that driver was, because he was just very like, "Are you okay?" Like, just in shock. Like, and I'm in shock. Like, what just happened? I'm fine. I don't see how I can even go through here, but I would have hit trees.
Yeah.
So how come I didn't hit a tree?
Exactly.
Exactly. So thank you for your time.
You're very welcome, and come back whenever you wish. We love it for people to come back and tell us how you're doing. We really want to know.
Well, thank you to you and your wife, and I'll stay on here and listen to y'all's the podcast.
All right. Thank you, Tammy. This was a lot of fun.
You're very welcome. Okay, so how do I just...
Oh, it's Tanya. What did I say?
Tammy, but
Tammy.
It's okay.
I did.
It's all good.
I got something with the name Tammy.
Hey, your producer's really good.
Thank you. I'm glad. Well, she keeps me straight.
Yes, she does.
She does. She keeps me straight. Thank you so much. All right, we'll see you next time.
Do I just hit the X button, or how do I hit to get back?
She'll take you down off the stage.
Yeah. Roger that. Thank you. Y'all have a happy 4th.
You too. And I hope the dogs can calm down a little bit. So Frankie J. We getting Frankie J up. All right. Haven't talked to Frankie J in a while. Oh, Frankie J, you know how Fireside is. For some reason, it's not pulling you up. But I am going... Okay, there we go. Frankie J knows what to do. I just accept. Yeah, we got you on stage. Let's get you the video, Frankie J. Can you do that now?
Good to see you. Yeah,
okay, good to see you too, Frankie. I'm going to give me a second here. Yeah. And I'm going to send you an invite to video.
Oh, you know what? I look lousy right now. I've been out in the sun all day. So if it's okay with you, can I stay off camera?
Okay, Frankie. Okay. Frankie.
What is up?
For everyone that doesn't know, Frankie J and I have talked before. We're both creators on Fireside. He has a show, Frankie J Raw. Also,
Raw Live.
You got 2 Raw Live. There we go. All right, cool.
Yeah, it's going well. I think it's going well. You know how it is.
Yeah. So, Frankie.
Yes.
What the heck is going on? Tell me why you're on my stage.
Well, I've always admired your delivery, if you will, and when you were talking to Tanya, a lot of what she was saying, I was completely engulfed in, because I lived that almost identical situation. I was in a car accident where I should have been dead. I was T-boned at 80 plus miles an hour at an intersection.
Wow.
And I had my 14-year-old dog with me. We were, oddly enough, going to the vet clinic down the block after making the left, and we didn't quite make it to the vet, but we were T-boned, and when that accident happened, it was almost, the only way I can describe it, it was like a Matrix moment. Everything started to glow orange. Everything all of a sudden was in slow motion after the impact, all the way up until when my vehicle came to a stop. And then all of a sudden the lights kicked on and the smoke was coming out of the hood and glass was shattered everywhere. But it was like, that was like my near-death experience, and I'm convinced of that because of that moment of slow motion, my life in front of me glowing orange, and I'll never forget my dog's eyes peering up at me because he ended up under the passenger side glove box on the floor.
Wow.
we both walked away from it.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. So so Frankie, what or who do you think that was that
I
saved you?
absolutely 110% without hesitation, my mother. My mother.
Wonderful.
My mother was there. She loved my dog Riley. Riley was pretty much up, on her side up until she passed on. And she always said she didn't like Riley because he stunk, but he did. He didn't stink. He liked to lick her hand, and she was very old fashioned. Now he just stinks, and he loved her. Did that dog love her? And I knew she loved him, and I know for a fact that she knew I needed Riley still in my life, and it was not my time to go. And at that time in my life, I can look back, and I won't, drag a horse through mud, but long story short, that was a period of my life where I was spinning in circles. I was throwing darts at walls with no dartboards. I was trying to find anything positive to do that would stick, and I was very confused at that time. I believe that was my mother saying, slow down,
Hmm.
slow down, and realize that your life can be taken from you in a split second if you don't.
Absolutely.
I,
Absolutely. So the question is, did you slow down?
I sure did. I sure did. I'm a CDL driver. I drove truck. I drove a school bus. In fact, I drove uh, intrastate. I didn't go out of state.
Hmm.
I didn't have the endorsement to go elsewhere. But oddly enough, I opened a restaurant in Poughkeepsie, the old Lone Star Steakhouse, if you recall.
Yeah.
And
Hey, this is New York night. I'm talking about upstate New York, Rochester, Poughkeepsie,
I lived in
Pembroke.
Rochester.
Yeah.
Pembroke, 48A off the 90.
Yeah, that is exactly right. Exit 48A.
48A.
Wow.
I used to drive back and forth from Buffalo to Rochester every day for work,
Yeah.
and an hour drive turned into a 20-minute drive unless you had to use the bathroom. But
Yeah.
then it feels like a 4-hour drive. So no, it was bringing back a lot of memories when she was speaking of that near death experience and what she felt and noticed and smelled, and I took notice of when people ask me. I'm just like, it was like the Matrix, and I'm not
Hmm.
making that up. I mean, the whole accident was literally slow motion.
Right.
And then as
Right.
soon as the accident stopped, everything was bedlam because people were stopping. I had a lady walk up to me. I was bleeding out of my mouth, and she's like, "I'm a nurse. What can I do?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Right. Right.
You're a nurse. I mean, I don't know. But no, that was my near death experience. I had another one that we'll talk about that at another time. It's a little more sensitive. That was not an accident, but as far as the empathical skills that you have, I have those too, and I'm very interested in you how it works for you, because for me it's almost like I need that warning. I need subject matter to pop up for that skill to pop in for me to be able to use it. Does that make sense?
So, um, no.
Okay, I got a better way to
That's
explain
it.
it. I have
Explain
Oh
that to
yeah,
me another way.
no, I'll elaborate in a different way. I
Give
have
me an
friends that
example. An
sure.
example.
Sure. I have a friend of mine that I've known for, wow, over 30 years now, and we were tight. We're the type of friends where you can go 20 years without talking, and as soon as you start talking again, it's like
Yeah.
you didn't skip a beat, okay? And I hadn't talked to him for a while, and we out of nowhere started talking, and within seconds, I felt something wasn't right, and he was beating around the bush, being the same old chipper, humble. I call him the hippie. He's my hippie friend, And, but I said to him, I go, what's going on? Something's bothering you. And it turned out that he was having some serious health issues and didn't know who to talk to. But I felt his vibe from all the way from Montana over the phone line to Buffalo, New York. I felt this energy almost like hair rising on my neck. My ears started buzzing kind of, and I knew something was not being disclosed at that very moment if I wouldn't have pressed for it to, come to the service.
Right. Okay. So yes. Now I understand. So all of us that are born have some type of psychic ability, some type of special gift. That is the way we're made as human beings when we're born. As we get older, life and society and our parents will tell us that that's not real. That's not real. That's not real. And eventually you believe that it's not real. It's hocus pocus.
You're listening to the ones that, your higher power put on earth to guide you and enlighten you.
Exactly. So you believe them. So that's what we're supposed to do as children. Listen to our parents, listen to our elders, and all of that. So what you do now in order to get in touch with that and to build it and to make it stronger is to not ignore it. So, for instance, you got the call from your friend and you were feeling something, but you didn't say anything.
Not at first.
Because it's weird. You're apprehensive about saying anything because it's weird. You can thinking, oh, if I tell him this, he's going to think I'm crazy.
Well, he already knows I'm a little touched.
I know that too, Frankie J. So
I don't hide it though. I'm a very truthful, honest person.
Yes. So
I think it takes people like you to take that minute to get to know me.
Yeah. Yeah, Frankie. So listen, this is what I want you to do though.
All right.
I want you to remember how that felt.
Right.
So remember that. Just keep remembering how it felt. Don't remember, I'm not saying remember what happened. I'm saying remember how it felt to you.
I follow you.
Right. So the next time it happens, pay attention to it and voice it. Because then that's where you get your confirmation. The more you get confirmation, the more you'll realize, oh wow, I can really do this.
It's funny because I have projected and believe me, I take no reward in sharing what I'm going to share. I've seen relationships start, and I very boldly, being Frankie J, would predict a length of time that relationship would last, and then ultimately come crashing down. Every time I've made those very bold statements after feeling something, after seeing the interactions of these said couples for the first time ever, to feel confident enough to make that bold statement, I was right each and every time.
Yes.
And I was right even down to the greatest details. It will be him getting kicked out, and the police will be involved, and it happened.
Yeah. So just keep paying attention to that. But you have to be delicate. You have to be delicate. Yeah. So if you have one of your closest friends and you know that the relationship he or she is in, is horrible and it's going to end badly.
Right.
You need to walk lightly. You have to tiptoe, like, are you sure that person's the right person for you?
Yeah.
Things like that.
Well, you know what I do? I tell my friends like this. I go, when I was having bad times during some of my past relationships, the worst thing, or one of the things that really bothered me most, was when my friends were really trying to be friends at the time, and how do I say it without they tried to be all up in my business like 24/7 to make sure I was okay. And that
Mm,
wasn't helpful at all. That was
right.
actually making me more anxious. So I made a promise to myself within that if a friend was ever going through and I knew something was going on, that my phone would consistently be charged, and I would say the simple words, "Hey, I know something might be bothering you. It's not my business, but you have my number if you would like to talk."
Yeah, cool. No,
And
that's
that's where I
good.
leave it. And they end up calling. So
That's excellent. Oh,
that's what I
thank you,
do.
Frankie J. We're almost at the top of the hour, but I believe
Yeah,
my
I'll cut
producer has
that.
something to say.
Sure.
Yes. This is for you, Frankie J. Tanya said that she also felt that slow motion matrix effect. So you did both have similar experiences.
Yeah, her and I had to talk because unless you experience something like that, it's like the I was in a car accident and I am part of the Matrix Club now.
Yeah,
So
it's hard to tell those types of stories because really most people will not believe them. It was just your mind. Your mind was
yeah, you're
playing tricks on
crazy.
you. So yeah, so that's understandable.
No, it
But
was fantastic to you are always a gentleman and a scholar, and
well,
you
thank you,
you
Frankie J.
you and your better half always really put it out there, and I have the utmost respect for you and what you do, and I've told you that a bunch of times. So with no more wasting of your time, I will do my normal jingle and say Frankie J out.
All right, Frankie J. Till next time. Jill, do we have anyone else?
There was, but they just like this moment left.
Gee.
But they didn't ask for anything. They were
Oh,
just in the
okay.
audience.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, then I'm going to end the show like on time for a change.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. Well, I didn't really do any serious readings, but being able to help empath, a fellow empath, learn how to handle her gifts is fabulous. That is what part of this show is about, also. However, I can help. So always free here on Tuesday night.
And she said, have a great evening and thank you.
Yes, and you too, Tanya. See, I said, I said it right for a change. Hey, but I'm going to start closing out this show. And Tanya, I am so glad you are here, and Frankie J too, and Connie was here too. She may have fallen asleep. I might have bored her. I don't know. But this is the show for tonight, the 4th of July show. It's been a lot of fun. It's been real nice. I hope to see everyone that was in the audience here tonight here again, like next week, next Tuesday. Let's see, what is that music? The music that's playing now is my outro music by it's called Feel Freedom by Mix Sound. And the music I use for the open is called The Path of Less Resistance by AG Music. Yes, all right. I'll be here next Tuesday, same time, same place. And the topic of that show is, how do I live? I mean, how do I live? Because I live my life completely different than the way I used to. So, I'm all about love now. So I love you all. Till next time. And remember, you can check me out on the website, knowtoBeStill.com, KNOW, number 2, letterbestill.com. So check me out there. There's more information on me and information if you want to get a private reading there also. So anyway, till next time, I love you all. I really do love you all. I try to spread love everywhere I go. So till next time, I'm going to get rid of video. And, it's always an issue trying to shut down